In the vast tapestry of life, wisdom stands as a beacon, illuminating our path and guiding our decisions. It is a treasure sought by many but attained by few. Worldly wisdom, in particular, holds the key to navigating the complexities of the world and achieving success in all its forms. This timeless wisdom is not merely about accumulating knowledge, it is about developing a deep understanding of how the world works and applying that knowledge effectively. Imagine a world where individuals possess a profound understanding of human nature, a keen eye for opportunity, and the ability to make sound judgments in the face of uncertainty. This is the promise of worldly wisdom, a pursuit that transcends the boundaries of academia and embraces the richness of experience. It is a journey that requires us to challenge conventional thinking, question assumptions, and embrace a multidisciplinary perspective. As we embark on this quest for wisdom, we must recognize that it is not a destination but an ongoing process. It is a journey of continuous learning, self-reflection, and growth. By embracing the principles of worldly wisdom, we empower ourselves to make better decisions, navigate challenges with resilience, and live more fulfilling lives. Join me as we delve into the timeless wisdom of Charlie Munger, a master in the art of stock picking and a shining example of worldly wisdom in action. Modern education, with its emphasis on rote memorization and narrow specialization, often falls short in imparting true worldly wisdom. Students are taught to regurgitate facts and figures, but are rarely encouraged to develop a deep understanding of the underlying principles that govern the world. This approach to learning, while efficient in transmitting information, fails to cultivate the critical thinking skills and mental models necessary for effective decision-making. Imagine a student who excels in memorizing historical dates and scientific formulas, but struggles to apply that knowledge to real-world situations. They may possess a vast storehouse of information, but without the ability to connect the dots and see the bigger picture, their knowledge remains fragmented and impractical. Worldly wisdom, in contrast, emphasizes the interconnectedness of knowledge. It encourages us to seek out patterns, identify relationships, and develop a coherent framework for understanding the world around us. It's not enough to simply accumulate facts. We must learn to synthesize, analyze, and apply that knowledge in a meaningful way. This requires us to move beyond the confines of textbooks and embrace a more holistic approach to learning. To truly grasp the complexities of the world, we need more than just isolated facts. We need mental models, simplified representations of how things work, that allow us to connect the dots, make sense of information, and predict future outcomes. These models serve as the lattice work upon which we can hang our experiences, both vicarious and direct, creating a coherent and robust framework for understanding. Imagine trying to understand the intricate workings of a clock without a clear understanding of its gears, springs, and levers. Each component plays a crucial role, and it is only by understanding their interplay that we can appreciate the elegance and precision of the timekeeping mechanism as a whole. Similarly, worldly wisdom requires us to develop a diverse set of mental models drawn from various disciplines. Just as a single lens cannot capture the full spectrum of colors, relying on a limited set of models can lead to distorted perceptions and flawed judgments. We must strive to develop a rich repertoire of models, each providing a unique perspective on the world. By viewing problems through multiple lenses, we can identify patterns, challenge assumptions, and arrive at more informed decisions. Imagine a detective investigating a complex crime. Would they limit their investigation to a single line of inquiry, ignoring potential clues and connections from other areas? Of course not. A skilled detective understands the importance of gathering evidence from various sources, piecing together seemingly disparate details to form a complete picture. Similarly, achieving worldly wisdom requires us to embrace a multidisciplinary approach, drawing insights from various fields of study. Just as a single thread contributes to the strength and beauty of a tapestry, each discipline offers a unique perspective on the world. enriching our understanding and enhancing our decision-making abilities. By venturing beyond the confines of our chosen fields, we open ourselves up to new ways of thinking, challenging our assumptions and expanding our mental horizons. This cross-pollination of ideas is essential for developing a nuanced and sophisticated worldview. Consider the interconnectedness of history, economics, and psychology. To understand the rise and fall of empires, we must delve into the economic forces that shape their destinies and the psychological factors that influence the decisions of their leaders. Similarly, to navigate the complexities of the business world, we need a firm grasp of economic principles, historical context, and human behavior. Imagine a team of engineers tasked with designing a groundbreaking new product. If all team members share the same background, perspectives, and biases, their creativity and problem-solving abilities will be inherently limited. In contrast, a team composed of individuals with diverse skills, experiences, and ways of thinking is more likely to generate innovative solutions and overcome unforeseen challenges. This principle of diversity extends far beyond the realm of engineering. In all aspects of life, embracing diverse perspectives is crucial for making sound judgments and navigating complex situations. By seeking out and engaging with individuals from different backgrounds, cultures, and disciplines, we challenge our own preconceived notions and gain valuable insights that would otherwise remain hidden. This is not to say that we should blindly accept all perspectives as equally valid. Critical thinking and the ability to evaluate information objectively remain paramount. However, by exposing ourselves to a wide range of viewpoints, we are better equipped to identify biases, challenge assumptions, and arrive at more informed conclusions. As we embark on our journey toward worldly wisdom, it is helpful to have a roadmap, a set of essential mental models that can guide our thinking and decision-making. Charlie Munger, in his pursuit of wisdom, has identified several key models drawn from disciplines such as mathematics, psychology, and economics. These models, while seemingly disparate, offer a powerful framework for understanding the world and navigating its complexities. From the realm of mathematics, the concept of compound interest stands as a cornerstone of financial literacy. Just as a small amount of money, invested wisely and allowed to compound over time, can grow into a significant sum, so too can small, consistent efforts in our personal and professional lives yield remarkable results. Understanding the power of compounding is essential for making sound financial decisions and achieving long-term goals. Another crucial model from mathematics is probability theory. By understanding the basic principles of probability, we can make more informed decisions in the face of uncertainty, assessing risks and opportunities with greater clarity. This is not to say that we can predict the future with certainty, but by understanding the likelihood of various outcomes, we can make more rational choices and minimize the potential for negative consequences. While mathematics provides a powerful set of tools for analyzing the world, understanding human behavior adds another layer of complexity. Human beings, as rational as we strive to be, are often swayed by emotions, biases, and cognitive shortcuts. This is where the field of psychology, particularly the study of misjudgment, becomes invaluable. Charlie Munger emphasizes the importance of recognizing our own psychological blind spots, the tendencies we all have to make irrational decisions based on flawed thinking. These cognitive biases, often operating at a subconscious level, can lead us astray even when we believe we are acting rationally. One common example is confirmation bias, our tendency to seek out and favor information that confirms our existing beliefs while ignoring or downplaying evidence that contradicts them. This bias can lead us to make poor decisions as we cling to our preconceived notions even when presented with overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Another pervasive bias is the availability heuristic, our tendency to overestimate the likelihood of events that are easily recalled or vividly imagined. For example, after watching a news report about a plane crash, we may become irrationally fearful of flying, even though statistically it remains one of the safest modes of transportation. Section 2. Understanding human behavior. Imagine walking into a casino surrounded by flashing lights and the sounds of ringing slot machines. The environment is carefully designed to exploit our psychological vulnerabilities, enticing us to make impulsive bets and ignore the odds stacked against us. This is just one example of how an understanding of human behavior can be used to influence and manipulate our decisions. Munger stresses the importance of recognizing the psychological tactics employed by others, particularly in the worlds of business and finance. Salespeople, marketers, and even politicians often use sophisticated techniques to play on our emotions, exploit our biases, and persuade us to make decisions that may not be in our best interests. One such technique is social proof, our tendency to conform to the actions and beliefs of those around us. This principle is often exploited in advertising, where products are promoted as being the most popular or the fastest growing in an attempt to sway consumer behavior. Another tactic is scarcity, creating the perception that a product or opportunity is in limited supply, thereby increasing its perceived value and urgency to buy. This tactic plays on our fear of missing out, driving us to make hasty decisions without fully considering the consequences. Section 3. The perils of manipulation. Imagine a world where our every decision is influenced by unseen forces, where our thoughts and actions are subtly manipulated by those who understand the levers of human psychology. While this may sound like a dystopian science fiction scenario, the reality is that we are constantly bombarded with persuasive messages designed to shape our perceptions and behaviors. Munger cautions against becoming unwitting pawns in this game of persuasion. He advocates for developing a critical mindset, questioning the motives behind the messages we encounter, and making decisions based on logic and evidence rather than emotional manipulation. This is not to say that all persuasion is inherently bad. There are many instances where ethical persuasion is used to promote positive social change, encourage healthy behaviors, or inspire creativity. However, it is crucial to be able to distinguish between ethical persuasion and manipulation. By understanding the principles of psychology, recognizing our own biases, and developing a healthy skepticism towards persuasive messages, we can become more discerning consumers of information, more astute judges of character, and ultimately, more effective decision makers in all aspects of our lives. Section 1. The language of business. Imagine trying to navigate a foreign country without understanding the local language. You might be able to get by with gestures and a few basic phrases, but you'd miss out on the nuances of conversation, the richness of culture, and the ability to truly connect with the people around you. Similarly, in the world of business and finance, accounting serves as the essential language, providing a framework for understanding financial information and making informed decisions. Just as a skilled linguist can decipher complex texts, a savvy investor must be fluent in the language of accounting, able to interpret financial statements, identify trends, and assess the underlying health of a business. This doesn't mean memorizing every accounting rule or becoming a certified public accountant, CPA. It does mean grasping the fundamental principles of accounting and understanding how financial information is presented and sometimes obscured. Consider the balance sheet, a snapshot of a company's assets, liabilities, and equity at a specific point in time. By understanding the relationship between these elements, we can glean insights into a company's financial strength and stability. Similarly, the income statement, which tracks revenues and expenses over a period of time, reveals a company's profitability and efficiency. Section 2. Beyond the balance sheet. While accounting provides a valuable framework for understanding financial information, it is essential to remember that it is just that, a framework. The true picture of a company's financial health often lies beyond the neatly organized rows and columns of spreadsheets, hidden in the footnotes, assumptions, and qualitative factors that shape its story. Imagine judging a book solely by its cover, without delving into the narrative, characters and themes that lie within. You might get a sense of the genre or the author's style, but you'd miss out on the richness and complexity of the story itself. Similarly, a wise investor looks beyond the quantitative data presented in financial statements, seeking a deeper understanding of the qualitative factors that drive a company's success. This includes factors such as the quality of management, the strength of the company's brand, its competitive landscape, and the regulatory environment in which it operates. These qualitative factors, often difficult to quantify but crucial nonetheless, provide valuable context for interpreting financial data and making informed investment decisions. Section 3. The 5 W's of effective communication. Imagine receiving an email from your boss that simply states, "Submit the report by Friday." You might dutifully comply, but you'd likely be left wondering about the purpose of the report, the intended audience, and the criteria for success. In contrast, a well-crafted communication, whether it's an email, a presentation, or a casual conversation, should clearly convey the 5 W's: who, what, where, when, and most importantly, why. This principle, championed by Charlie Munger and rooted in the fundamentals of effective communication, emphasizes the importance of providing context, clarity, and purpose. By clearly articulating the why behind a request, instruction, or piece of information, we increase understanding, buy-in, and ultimately, the likelihood of achieving the desired outcome. This applies not only to our outward communication, but also to our internal dialogue. When faced with a decision, we should ask ourselves the 5 W's, probing for deeper understanding, clarifying our motivations, and ensuring that our actions align with our goals. By incorporating this simple yet powerful framework into our communication habits, we can enhance our personal and professional relationships, fostering trust, transparency, and mutual understanding. Section 4. Finding certainty in an uncertain world. Imagine trying to predict the outcome of a coin toss with absolute certainty. No matter how much you analyze the coin, the force of the flip, or the air currents in the room, you'll always face a 50-50 chance of being right or wrong. This inherent uncertainty permeates many aspects of life, particularly in the realm of investing, where we are constantly faced with probabilities, not guarantees. While we can never eliminate uncertainty entirely, we can learn to embrace it, using tools like probability theory and risk management to make more informed decisions. Just as a skilled poker player assesses their odds, weighs potential risks and rewards, and makes calculated bets, a savvy investor utilizes these tools to navigate the uncertainties of the market, seeking to maximize gains while minimizing potential losses. This doesn't mean becoming paralyzed by fear or avoiding risk altogether. It means understanding the nature of risk, diversifying our investments, and making decisions based on a realistic assessment of probabilities, not on gut feelings or wishful thinking. By incorporating these principles into our decision-making framework, we can approach the uncertainties of life with greater confidence, knowing that while we cannot control every outcome, we can control our responses and make choices that align with our long-term goals. Imagine a bustling forest teeming with a diverse array of plants and animals, each vying for resources, forming symbiotic relationships, and adapting to their ever-changing environment. This intricate web of interdependence, competition, and adaptation mirrors the dynamics of the business world, which Charlie Munger aptly describes as an ecosystem. Just as a species thrives by carving out a niche and exploiting its unique advantages, businesses flourish by identifying unmet needs, differentiating themselves from competitors, and adapting to the evolving demands of the marketplace. This constant struggle for survival drives innovation, efficiency, and ultimately progress for both individual companies and the economy as a whole. Consider the rise of online retailers like Amazon, By leveraging technology, streamlining logistics, and offering a vast selection of products at competitive prices, they disrupted traditional brick-and-mortar stores, forcing them to adapt or face extinction. This process of creative destruction, while painful for some, ultimately benefits consumers and strengthens the overall economy. Imagine a small independent bookstore competing against a national chain with hundreds of locations. The chain's ability to negotiate lower prices with publishers, offer a wider selection, and leverage its brand. Recognition gives it a significant advantage, making it difficult for the independent store to compete on a level playing field. This illustrates the power of scale, a fundamental principle in business that can determine success or failure. Charlie Munger emphasizes the importance of understanding the advantages of scale, which can manifest in various forms, from cost reductions to network effects. For example, a manufacturing company can lower its per-unit costs by producing goods in large quantities, spreading fixed costs over a larger output. Similarly, a social media platform becomes more valuable as more users join, creating a network effect that attracts even more users. However, Munger also cautions against the blind pursuit of scale, noting that bigger is not always better. As companies grow, they can become bureaucratic, inefficient, and lose sight of the customer centricity that fueled their early success. The key is to strike a balance, leveraging scale advantages while maintaining agility, innovation, and a focus on core competencies. Imagine a memo circulating through a large corporation, requiring multiple layers of approval, revisions, and sign-offs before reaching its intended recipient. This bureaucratic process, while intended to ensure order and accountability, often stifles creativity, slows down decision-making, and creates a culture of risk aversion. Charlie Munger views bureaucracy as a cancer that can infect even the most successful organizations. As companies grow, they often add layers of management, create complex processes, and develop a siloed mentality, where departments operate independently rather than collaboratively. This lack of communication and coordination can lead to inefficiencies, duplication of effort, and a disconnect from the needs of customers. To combat bureaucracy, Munger advocates for simplicity, decentralization, and a culture of accountability. He encourages leaders to empower employees, delegate authority, and foster a sense of ownership at all levels of the organization. By streamlining processes, encouraging open communication, and rewarding initiative, companies can maintain their entrepreneurial spirit even as they grow. Imagine a seasoned captain navigating a ship through treacherous waters. They rely on their experience, their knowledge of the seas, and their ability to read the signs of an impending storm to chart a safe and successful course. Similarly, navigating the business landscape requires a deep understanding of market forces, competitive dynamics, and the ability to anticipate and adapt to change. Charlie Munger emphasizes the importance of developing a latticework of mental models, a framework for understanding the world that draws on insights from various disciplines, including history, psychology, and economics. By viewing business challenges through multiple lenses, we can identify patterns, challenge assumptions, and make more informed decisions. This includes understanding the cyclical nature of industries, the impact of technological disruption, and the importance of building a durable competitive advantage. It also involves recognizing our own biases, avoiding emotional decision-making, and maintaining a long-term perspective in a world that often prioritizes short-term gains. By embracing this multidisciplinary approach, we can navigate the complexities of the business world with greater confidence and resilience. Imagine standing in a convenience store aisle, faced with a choice between a familiar brand of chewing gum and an unknown, cheaper alternative. Most of us, without hesitation, would reach for the recognizable brand. Why? Because we instinctively understand the power of brand recognition, a key advantage of scale that Charlie Munger highlights. Wrigley's, with its ubiquitous presence and long-standing reputation, enjoys an informational advantage. We associate the brand with quality, familiarity, and a certain level of trust. This ingrained perception, built over decades of marketing and consistent product delivery, creates a formidable barrier to entry for competitors, even those offering lower prices. This principle extends beyond consumer goods to other industries like media. Consider the dominance of daily newspapers in their respective markets. Once a newspaper establishes a large circulation base, it attracts more advertisers seeking to reach a wider audience. This influx of advertising revenue allows the newspaper to invest in better journalists, expand its coverage, and further solidify its position, making it increasingly difficult for smaller competitors to gain a foothold. Imagine a once nimble startup that, after achieving rapid growth and market dominance, becomes bogged down by layers of bureaucracy, slow decision-making, and a disconnect from its customers. This scenario, all too common in the business world, illustrates the curse of scale, a phenomenon that Charlie Munger warns against. As companies grow, they often succumb to the allure of complexity, adding layers of management, implementing intricate processes, and creating silos that hinder communication and collaboration. This bureaucratic sprawl stifles innovation, slows down decision-making, and creates a culture of risk aversion, where employees are more concerned with following procedures than serving customers. This inertia makes large companies vulnerable to nimble competitors who can adapt more quickly to changing market conditions, exploit emerging technologies, and cater to niche customer needs. The once dominant firm, burdened by its own size and complexity, struggles to keep pace, losing market share and relevance as a result. Section 3. The antidote to bureaucracy, simplicity, decentralization, and accountability. Imagine a company where employees at all levels feel empowered to make decisions, take ownership of their work, and contribute their unique talents without being stifled by layers of bureaucracy. This culture of simplicity, decentralization, and accountability, championed by Charlie Munger, serves as an antidote to the curse of scale, allowing companies to maintain their entrepreneurial spirit even as they grow. Simplicity involves streamlining processes, reducing unnecessary complexity, and focusing on what truly matters, serving customers and creating value. Decentralization entails empowering employees at all levels to make decisions, fostering a sense of ownership and accountability. Accountability ensures that individuals are held responsible for their actions, encouraging performance and discouraging complacency. This approach, while seemingly simple, requires a fundamental shift in mindset. It requires leaders to relinquish control, trust their employees, and create a culture where innovation and initiative are rewarded. By embracing these principles, companies can foster a dynamic and responsive environment that allows them to adapt to change, seize opportunities, and thrive in the face of competition. Section 1. The enduring value of worldly wisdom. As we conclude this exploration of Charlie Munger's timeless wisdom, the enduring value of a multidisciplinary, model-based approach to decision-making becomes strikingly clear. In a world saturated with information, often contradictory and fleeting, the ability to cut through the noise, identify underlying principles, and make sound judgments is an invaluable asset. Worldly wisdom, far from being an esoteric pursuit, is a practical necessity for navigating the complexities of life, from our personal finances to our professional endeavors and even our interpersonal relationships. It empowers us to see the world through a clearer lens, to recognize patterns and anticipate consequences that others might miss. The principles we've discussed, from the power of compound interest to the perils of psychological biases and the importance of understanding human behavior, are not mere academic concepts. They are timeless truths, applicable across cultures, industries, and generations. By internalizing these principles and incorporating them into our decision-making processes, We equip ourselves to make more informed choices, navigate challenges with greater resilience, and ultimately lead more successful and fulfilling lives. Section 2. A framework for better decisions. Imagine approaching each decision, whether big or small, with a mental toolbox equipped with a diverse set of tools, each carefully chosen for its ability to illuminate different facets of the problem at hand. This is the essence of Munger's latticework of mental models, a framework for thinking that empowers us to analyze situations from multiple perspectives, identify potential pitfalls, and make choices that align with our long-term goals. This framework, far from being rigid or prescriptive, is inherently adaptable, allowing us to incorporate new models as we encounter new challenges and expand our understanding of the world. It is a lifelong pursuit, a journey of continuous learning and self-improvement that yields dividends in all aspects of our lives. The beauty of this approach lies in its simplicity and versatility. Whether we're evaluating an investment opportunity, negotiating a business deal, or making a personal decision, the same fundamental principles apply. Seek out diverse perspectives, challenge your assumptions, be wary of your own biases, and always strive to understand the underlying forces at play. By adopting this mindset, we transform ourselves from passive recipients of information into active, discerning thinkers, capable of making sound judgments even in the face of uncertainty and complexity. Section 3. A life well lived. Ultimately, the pursuit of worldly wisdom is not merely about achieving financial success or professional accolades. It is about living a life of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. It is about making choices that align with our values, contributing to something larger than ourselves, and leaving a positive impact on the world around us. Charlie Munger, in his own life, exemplifies this principle. His success as an investor pales in comparison to his contributions as a philanthropist, educator, and role model for ethical and intelligent living. He reminds us that true wealth is not measured solely in dollars and cents, but in the richness of our experiences, the strength of our relationships, and the legacy we leave behind. By embracing the principles of worldly wisdom, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth, constantly challenging ourselves to learn, to adapt, and to become better versions of ourselves. We cultivate a mindset of curiosity, humility, and intellectual honesty, always seeking to expand our understanding and refine our judgments. And in doing so, we not only enhance our own lives, but also inspire those around us to strive for wisdom, integrity, and a life well lived.